We often treat stories of ambition as distant fables, but the narrative we're about to explore is a mirror. It is a direct reflection of the quiet, internal calculus you run every time you weigh your own goals against the urge to simply give up. Consider a baseline scenario. A young woman starts her journey carrying high expectations. She wants to build something that lasts. She has a vision of her work taking up space in the world and proving her own competence. This initial phase is defined by intense, simply chasing the wrong goals. The real danger here isn't the lost job opportunity. It's the process of internalization. She absorbs the external friction until she begins to view herself as the broken variable in the equation. This brings her to the lowest emotional trough. It is a state defined by silent grief and profound exhaustion. She lies awake at night, feeling the weight of the process, until she simply stops fighting the current. She begins to actively interrogate her own baseline capabilities. She dissects her past decisions and questions if she ever had the right to pursue these dreams in the first place. Her energy reserves are totally depleted. The single most appealing option available to her is to close the laptop and walk away, eliminating the source of the pain by quitting. There is a unique isolation to this moment. Public failure is visible, but the agonizing, heavy urge to completely surrender happens entirely in private, with no audience to offer support. Yet, reaching this brink of surrender serves as a psychological reset. Before a durable system of resilience can be constructed, the initial fragile ego that expected an easy path has to be broken down. In the dark, the narrative hinges on a single specific question. If she executes the decision to surrender today, what are the exact conditions of her life tomorrow? She runs the calculation. The temporary of trying and failing again is steep, but the guaranteed chronic pain of living with the knowledge that she walked away is far heavier. This diagram models her new approach. She abandons blind repetition and adopts a strategic iteration loop. Now, when she takes an action and hits a failure, she extracts the data from that failure, recalibrates, and initiates an adjusted action. Looking at the specific nodes on this spiral, we see her tactical shifts. A rejection becomes a diagnostic tool to improve her next interview. She begins utilizing rest as a necessary pit stop for recovery, rather than treating exhaustion as a reason to quit. Resilience is not the passive endurance of emotional distress. It is a highly active, mechanical process of continuous adaptation to incoming friction. This iterative cycle requires significant time. She endures months of sustained, quiet effort, absorbing the relentless environmental friction and pressure, slowly building structural strength without receiving immediate reward. The breakthrough arrives on a normal Tuesday afternoon via an ordinary phone call, with a voice on the other end saying she has been selected. These tears carry the weight of the months she spent waiting. They mark the moment her endurance finally outlasted the resistance. Success didn't arrive because she reached a state of perfection. It arrived because her relentless persistence kept her in the game long enough for the opportunity to appear. Which brings us back to the calculation you are running right now. You might be in the middle of your own cycle of effort, rejection, and mounting self-doubt. If you are weighing the decision to stop, consider that your exhaustion is an expected part of the process. It is a signal that you are being tested, not a final conclusion. The proximity heuristic suggests that a pivot in momentum is statistically most likely to occur just as an individual reaches their perceived limit. On this chart, the probability of a positive outcome spikes upward immediately following the point of maximum fatigue. Simply choosing to stand up again keeps your story in motion. It prevents a temporary setback from becoming a permanent end state. Success arrives, a war refusal to quit finally meets an opening in the market. You aren't waiting for a miracle. You are staying at the table until the odds shift in your favor.